Welcome back. You're watching Power Lunch. Just a brief mention of the markets. You've got once again slip coming in. You're now down 40 points on the Nifty, 0.7%. The Sensex is down 127. The breadth of the market has been negative since the morning. As we've been saying, there are a couple of weights on the market. Global picture hasn't been particularly supportive. Plus, there was a bit of that political uncertainty. There was some slightly unnerving, although not new comments coming in from rating agencies. Plus, of course, the markets may have already digested all the action that has come in from the government. Now, we got the Shom panel report yesterday as well, and that was an important trigger that at least corporate India and also markets were watching for. Joining me to just talk a little bit about the corporate view on this, Mr. Adi Godrej, President at CII. Mr. Godrej, very good afternoon to you, sir. Thank you so much for making time. So I guess this is what the industry wanted, sir. This is best case scenario. They're saying that you should not do these changes retrospectively. If you have to do it, it's a very, very narrow window being defined by the Shom panel.
Yes, I think it's an excellent report. I think it addresses the issue squarely. As you are aware, these changes in the budget in March had created a negative perception of India, both internationally and within the country. I think overturning that negative perception is very important, and I think the Shom report has been excellent, and I hope the government adopts it in total, and that would help attract much more investment, both FDI and FII, into India.
So a couple of, some of the finer aspects of this report. Firstly, of course, even if this is done retrospectively, they've clearly said that there's no question of interest or penalty that would be imposed. Again, that should be a relief. From an industry standpoint, even if there are changes, at least the issue of randomly adjusting for interest and penalty would not be there.
No, I feel not only would interest and penalty not be applicable, but the Shom panel clearly says it cannot and should not be done retrospectively. So I think it's clear, the Shom panel recommendation is clear, and I expect the government will adopt the Shom panel report. How they will implement it, whether through an ordinance or some other manner, is yet to be seen. Because even in its present form, legally it was questionable.
No, absolutely. And so they're also saying that even, in terms of an indirect transfer, if you have to tax, the tax has to be in the hands of the person or the party that has made the capital gains. So for instance, if I just draw the comparison to the Vodafone case, the talk this morning is that if anything, they may have some justification asking Hutch, but not asking Vodafone. Does that, help at all from an investor standpoint?
No, exactly. That's how it should be. We've always maintained that, and that's how it should have been. Unfortunately, it was not done in that manner, and that created the negative perception. And with this change, I expect that negative perception will be overcome.
So they've also done the requisite changes to ensure that the private equity industry, which was also equally worried about this, is kept out of it. FIIs are kept out of it. So those, for those particular segments should also be a relief, sir?
Yes, absolutely. Because as Parthasarathy Shom has pointed out, very few countries have any provision for retrospective amendments. Many countries prohibit any retrospective tax changes, and India, being very different from the norms globally, would handicap India. And it's very important in the present circumstances that the perception about India be good and that we attract a lot of investment, and for that people need a very stable and reliable tax regime. So I'm very glad the Parthasarathy Shom committee has submitted this report as it is.
So just one last question, and I know this is, nobody really knows, but, at least with the Kelkar panel, the government came out and distanced itself, at least from parts of it. With this report, we haven't seen any negative statements come out from the government, so you're hopeful that this would actually get accepted. And I also believe that there was a lot of consultation with the industry. So all stakeholders have been kept in mind and taken into confidence while submitting this report.
Yes, I think so. We have had discussions with the government on the GAR and retrospective issues. CII made its presentation to the Parthasarathy Shom committee also, and I'm very glad that all CII's recommendations have been fully accepted. And also on the Kelkar report, I haven't noticed any government dissent with it. I think a lot of that will be implemented. All I've heard from the finance ministry is that not all subsidies can be removed, and even the Kelkar report says that it should be done over a period of time. So I don't think there is big difference between the Kelkar committee report and the finance ministry's thinking, we'll find out soon.
And hope they actually take note of both these reports. As you said, both of them are, prescribing what the economy reads. Thank you so much, Mr. Godrej. Pleasure speaking to you. Thanks
Good
for your
talking
time
to
here on Power Lunch. Let me get another view on that, actually. Mr. Harish Salve, senior advocate at the Supreme Court of India, is joining us.